Olivia!
How does the culture of the Vikings influence our culture today? In the marriages, the men would propose, and most marriages were used for alliances and for the wealth, and the bride's dad would have to approve. If the bride doesn't approve or the marriage doesn't follow right after courting, then it could lead to killing the other family. And courting was frowned upon by the bride's family, but it was only natural. When marrying the bride, the groom's family had to give the bride's family something called munder, means bride price, and the groom's family had to give the bride something called dowry. And if they get a divorce, then the wife gets half the farm, and if the man were at fault, she would get the dowry and the munder. And there were different types of ranks. The jar was the highest, and slaves were the lowest. And the Vikings were extended families, and the slaves' families lived with the owners. It influences our social organization today because usually the father or a family member will have to approve of a daughter marrying someone and will walk across the wedding room with her. And most of the time the men will propose. And we also have different ranks throughout the world, like presidents and queens. And some people live with their relatives. The most powerful people in the Viking system were the Jarls and Earls. And farmers could earn more land to become a Jar. And slaves were the lowest, and they became slaves if they couldn't pay back a debt or were outlaws. And in meetings, all three men could vote, and all voices were heard. The crime or punishment for violent crimes were to become an outlaw. Outlaws were rejected and had to find somewhere else to stay. Lesser crimes were punished by either a fight or having to pay a debt. How it influences us today is that we also vote on different presidents or kings and make those who have committed crimes be punished. At first, the Vikings all were pagans and believed in many different kinds of gods, but when Olaf Tryggvason became king, he forced everyone to become Christians. And that affects us because Christianity became known across the land and was passed down.
Except for eyebrows. But when something tragic happens, like
their customs and traditions were, if to accept a baby, the mother had to breastfeed it, and the richer people would be buried in ships or higher lands, while poorer people would be buried in the dirt in the fetal position on the right side. And there were many different holidays. It affects our customs and traditions because we have a lot of holidays that they had. And they had many different types of money systems, but the last one was with money. And they had many trading systems. We use some of their types of money throughout the world, like in England and Europe. And there's many different trade in nations.
I own this pencil. I'm the king.